What's good, YouTube? Back with another video. The WWE needs to bring back the video packages for people when they come out. It's iconic. Like back in the day, you hear Randy Orton's song, bam, you see his Tigertron. Now it's just nothing. Now SmackDown was good. You know, he had some good matches. He had the tag team championship match. Keanu James, Julia, that was a good matchup. Rhea Ripley, he was got a hell of a match. I think the women's match actually was good. Like, it was actually good last night. You know, the crowd was loud. You know what I mean? It was really good. But we're not I'm not gonna talk about SmackDown. I'm just saying, I watched SmackDown. The match, everything was good. But the main point of this video was the video packages and that Triple H, he doesn't know what the hell he's doing. Like, that's crazy how you have a good matchup last night and have good, awesome matches. You got tag team matches. You got Jade Cargill teaming up with her opponent. They won the match. You know, they got Trick Williams cutting promos. They going back and forth. You know, everybody. It was a good match. Last SmackDown was good. You know, I mean, it's supposed to be good every week. Like, why you have all of a sudden now you got good matches last night, but it's supposed to be good every week. And another thing I don't like about like some of the shit that they be doing is the video package needs to come back and bring back the fucking original songs, the people's theme songs. Stephen McCurry's songs like trash. Bring all these songs back. Get people back to old songs. Bring the video package back. Make the people look strong. You know? I don't care if they're not a top superstar. Make them look strong, you know? Like Kid Wilson got destroyed by Obafemi. He was talking about everybody's talking. He got a good promo. He's over the fan, but you gotta understand he's not a top superstar. That's why he got squashed. That's why he got beat up. He lost to Obafemi. It's not gonna hurt him as much, but you know, he had that good match with Carmelo Hayes and The Miz. That was a hell of a match. You know, those are matches, you know, but like my thing is, I'm gonna get to the point. Video package needs to come back. They need to stop overlooking the crowd. So now the Royal Rumble next year is going to be in the United States. They should have never had the Royal Rumble in Saudi. That crowd was trash. That was quiet. They wasn't doing shit. Nothing. They don't do nothing to hype up the crowd. They just be sitting there. You know, you need loud crowd reactions. That was loud throughout the whole show. You know what I mean? And I think that Selena and her husband don't have no good chemistry. I'm sorry. I thought it was gonna be cool when she came in. She doesn't do nothing to help her husband. She's just standing there screaming, "No, no!" Then when there's anybody else, she'll get up on the ring or she'll cut promos. She'll hype them up. But when it was her husband, nothing. She just looks stupid. I mean, like Selena needs to do more to triple with her husband. He was doing a good job. He was hanging in. They was beating hell out of him and Solo and Randy Orton. They was beating hell out of each other. But like my thing is like when you pairing people together, you gotta make sure that they are actually helping. She's supposed to be a manager. She's not doing. She's standing there. No, no. Like what the fuck are you doing? Get on the apron or interfere in the match or something. Do something. You know that if you're a heel, do some heel tactics. She's trash, man. No, it ain't. You know he didn't get pinned in the match. Solo got pinned. And then you got Tamataga versus Tamataga beat Nakamura. That was a good matchup. I know I was gonna say it, but I'm just saying I don't know why I said I wasn't gonna talk about the match, but fuck it, we gotta just talk about the match. And it was a good matchup. Everybody was cheering. That was going back and forth. Nakamura was actually getting cheered. You know, they need to keep the momentum going. Keep having matches, banger matches. You know, each and every week, like Monday, banger matches every single week. You know, not just have always almost weird elimination chambers just go all out. No, they had qualifying matches. Randy Orton won, Tiffany Stratton won. So I think next week we're gonna see who's gonna be on that Monday Night Raw. Who's gonna be the more qualifying matches? That's what they should have done. They should have did that with the Royal Rumble qualifying matches. If they would have did the fucking qualifying matches, that way they would have had we would have, okay, he's in the Royal Rumble. Okay, she went to the Royal Rumble. Okay, we know who's all in the Royal Rumble because they had qualifying matches. They was just now saying, hey, I'm in the Royal Rumble. I'm eliminating. I'm doing this. I'm doing this. And then now it is, you know, I don't know if Cody. I don't know even if I don't know. My bad, guys. I don't know if Randy Orton's gonna win the Elimination Chamber match to face Drew McIntyre. Drew McIntyre he roasted CM Punk and Roman Reigns. See, that's what I like about Drew McIntyre. He cut promos. He killed people no matter what. They talk shit about him. He said, I don't care. I don't care. He went off on their ass. Then, like, you gotta understand, like, just because people like Kit Wilson, that don't mean that he's gonna get a huge push. Like, he has fans and shit. I don't know why all of a sudden they like him. When he was a pretty dude, they was booing his ass. And then he started saying toxic, I'm the real man, and all the other toxic. He said the over family's name. That's why he came out there and took him out. People complaining, no, like I think somebody on his Facebook, oh, he destroyed somebody that had a fan. Who gives a fuck? LA Knight has fans. He gets beaten up. He loses matches. It's been that way for a long time, for decades. If you're not a real wrestling fan, it's been that way for a long time. If you're a mid carder, you get over with the crowd, you got a top superstar, upcoming superstar that they want to push, you're gonna get beat. You gotta take that pinfall. You gotta take the pinfall. And another thing, I don't like when people complain about shit. Complain about shit like the music, the fucking video package, and the product. If the product's starting to be, if it's weak, if it's trash, if it's not good, complain about that. Don't complain about people that's winning or who won the Royal Rumble. You know, don't complain about Roman Reigns winning the Royal Rumble. I understand that he might be he's a part timer. That's their problem. That's the problem right there. If he's going to start showing up each and every week, they gotta have to tell him you gotta show up. And otherwise, we're gonna catch her and get rid of that. We're gonna, you know, and you got Jacob Fatu taking on Drew McIntyre and shit like that. But like, you gotta figure out what they're gonna do. They might as well just have a triple threat match. And then if Randy Orton wins, maybe he's I don't know, maybe they have two matches. Maybe Drew McIntyre has a triple threat match, and then whoever wins that Elimination Chambers, they can be thrown in that match. He can have another match for the title, maybe down the line, or maybe after WrestleMania. You know, they have to come up with some plans. You know, Jordan Grace was getting her ass kicked, but she was bounced back. She ended up winning the match anyway. Jade Cargill didn't do not. She barely even did anything. She was just standing there talking shit. She got knocked out. Then she was jaw jacking Raquel Rodriguez, and then Jordan Grace pushed her into. She jumped off. She got knocked out, and then she rolled her up and pinned her. Liv Morgan didn't get pinned. So you can tell that when people are getting pinned, and the other person that don't get pinned, they're trying to protect them. They're protecting them. So if you, let's say you're a wrestler and you don't get pinned in a, like see in a triple threat match, the other person gets pinned because they want both of y'all to be straight. They want to protect you. So sometimes they do protect some of the superstars, but if they a mid Carter, like if Kid Wilson was to get a push, it would have to be like, you know, do something creative with him. The fact that they were cheering for him, but they're cheering more for Oprah Femi when he came out. I didn't see Royce Keys. I think Royce Keys is still training. Yeah, I think he's still training, and then I think they're gonna wait on his debut, so that way, because Oprah Femi was in Raw and he went on SmackDown, so I don't know where he's gonna be at. So they need to let us know what show he's gonna be on. If he's popped on both shows, and he's just popping up back and forth, then we're not gonna know what show he's gonna be on. You know. And another thing, people need to understand, like when you get people that are cheered and they have a top superstar that they want to push to make it look strong, that's what they did. That's what they do all the time. Like Batista, he's beating up mid carders. Like when Kane came out, he's beating up everybody. When Brock Lesnar came, he made his debut. They were mid carders. He was beating them up and winning matches. Then when he starts fighting really top superstars, you can tell they was going back and forth. You know, you gotta understand. Sometimes like when you like, especially if you're a woman and you with a man, especially if a woman's with a man and you're not hyping that man up, you're not cheering for him, trying to hype the crowd up. She was standing there. That's why I don't like Selena Vega. She's worthless. She can't wrestle. She's trash as a manager. She when it's other, especially if it was somebody else, she'd be all over that ring, trying to throw chairs in there. So they're trying to jump on the back, try to do something, but nah. And another thing, like Johnny Gargano, they don't use him as much. Candice LeRae, they really don't use her as much. Most likely, she's probably gonna be in a qualifying match. They should. Chelsea Green was getting cheered. To be honest with you, Chelsea was getting cheered loud. They were cheering Chelsea Green. Red Orton was getting cheered. They didn't cheer and say nothing about Aleister Black or Solo. They were cheering for Randy Orton loud. I'm talking about they were cheering loud. Randy, Randy. And the fact that Chelsea Green she didn't even win, but they were cheering for her. They didn't say Tiffany time. They was cheering for Tiffany Stratton a little bit. They was cheering for. They really wasn't cheering. They was cheering loud for like Chelsea Green, Tiffany Stratton. They was cheering. For Last Legend, they was going crazy. That time they hit moves. Oh, holy shit! It was going crazy. But the point is, they need to start listening to the crowd more. Do more matches like that. Then when they do a lot of qualifying matches, number one contenders matches. You know, because if Euro Sky and Rhea Ripley gonna be tag team, they're gonna have to start, you know, booking that, making them tag team championships mean more. You know what I mean? Mean a lot. If you're in this video, make sure you like to subscribe to the channel. WWE needs to bring back the video packages. They need to do more other stuff too. They need to make all matches better every single week. And, get really focused on qualifying match, elimination chambers match, find out who's going to win, who they want to win, and find out what the plan is for WrestleMania. That's it. That's my take on it. I'm out. Peace.